it's straight out of that dirty South, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks, whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know it's straight out of that long week work. Just a bunch of John Deere junkies getting funky to some old hang. Nothing been stuck in the mud that we can't hook up to a rusty chain in the sun or in the rain. It's the kind of thing, you know it's straight out of that dirty South, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks, whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know it's straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long, bonfire on the back 40. In the You know it's straight out of that dirty South, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks, whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know it's straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long, bonfire on the back 40. In the middle of nowhere, nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. Early gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil, I said, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. No, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous. There's never a bad day for football. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Suckup, the man tasked with getting this one started. And off we go from Nashville. Now, Dion Lewis to return. Nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. come out here in the eye. Throwing on first down is Brady. And his first pass is incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And that'll bring up second down. Brady to throw on second down. Trying for Edelman again. This time he's got it. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Brady going to try and throw on third down. And right side caught. Hogan. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They do go for it. It's Brady. Repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Following the interception here, Mariota. And Walker with it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Titans are going to have a first. Walker will be 33 when the season starts in 2017. And he's kind of having a late career renaissance, if you will, isn't he?
He certainly is. He went to his second straight Pro Bowl after the 2016 season. He did it as well in 2015. Those are the first 2 of his career. He'd always been behind other guys. Remember when he was in San Francisco, wasn't the primary option at tight end? But he is in Tennessee. And he's kind of a new-age tight end, even though he's a little bit older. Can split out, run routes like a wide receiver, but he also can do the dirty work inside as a blocker.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Mariota on the delay to Henry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident. An extra corner on the field for New England here on third down.
Yeah, another DB. Throwing is Mariota, eluding the pressure right. Kendall Wright, the intended target. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. And this is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing for New England. That's the amazing part on offense, all right? Offensive linemen change, receivers change, running backs change. We know the one constant is year out. In 2016, they were number 4, and that helped them with a number 1 ranked defense as well.
Going underneath for Lewis. Oh, and Lewis lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Shane McClellan from his outside linebacker spot. He gets him down here for a loss of 4. Second down, Mariota. Oh, he shifts past him. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. So 3rd and 15, and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Here's Mariota. And this is going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. 4th down, Mariota. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it is incomplete. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
He's not exactly had a banner start to this game. We're still in the 1st quarter. He's already thrown an interception, and that should have been the 2nd one.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They do go for it. It's Brady. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Titans, they've got the football back, and they've got it in great field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
Well, he better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
A 1st down throw for Mariota. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. Mariota now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Suckup will put this one right through. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses we talk to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they've wanted to.
This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here come the Patriots again on offense, the Super Bowl champions, and boy, they have been able to do it a lot of times, Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them through the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Deion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, including 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin, and he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White at Wisconsin. He was behind who? Melvin Gordon and Monte Ball, right?
That's correct. And LeGarrette Blount just does not go down easy. You know, from my experience as a defensive back, this was a difficult guy to try and tackle because of the force that he runs with, and he's not going to be daunted no matter it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter, Brandon.
Well, what shocks me about last year, 18 touchdowns. I mean, the yards were pretty good, 1161. But when I think of New England, I don't think of a running back getting 18 touchdowns.
You know, that to me, it was the combo that...
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Throwing on first down is Brady. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Second down now after the incompletion. Again, they'll throw with Brady. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it's fourth down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. Flushed out right. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Brady going to go on fourth down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Mariota now. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
second down. Here's Henry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A good pickup there of 20 yards. From the gun, Mariota. This will be caught just inside the 10. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Titan defense getting set now, coming back onto the field. And the interception the last time, their third takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ball game.
You said flocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of a play, they want to see all 11 defense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daquan Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11. On third and long, it's Brady. He's going to look deep for Edelman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for the Patriots. 38 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing? He was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dick.
And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. It's picked off by Bryce McCain. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Backing up, and he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's coming. Not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do, is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't, but for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They go back to the air here after the INT. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target. And now it's second down. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot. But there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, isn't there?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the combine. You know, that's held.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Antoine Blake, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. worries the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time. When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Forced out to his left. He won't go down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with him, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. And they're going to speed things up here. Henry, the lone man in the backfield. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense.
Down, losing yardage back at the 27. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
On first down, Brady. Man open underneath. It's Gronkowski. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Gronkowski may have had to miss the Super Bowl with the injury, but he was active in that parade, and now he's back on the field. And I'll tell you what, something you mentioned to me is that he was a big cheerleader for his teammates. Never hung his head through the injury. Celebrated with him all the way through the title.
We've seen superstars in the past, when their team does well without them, they're happy, but they recede into the background, right? They get out of the way because it does hurt them a little bit. They do have pride. They want to feel like, hey, without me, they may take a little bit of a step back. But with Gronk, you never saw that. You saw him with him every step of the way, cheering his team on, happy for their success. They went 11-0 without him in 2016, but I know this, they don't want to try it again.
No,
they want the big fella back.
So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders.
But how about this, a fake? But he will not make the first down marker. That'll be a turnover on downs.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. After the penalty, it's Henry. Trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now they're in the hurry-up. Again, it's Henry. Oh, good hurdle. And he's brought down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Hey, Charles, you give me water. Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated.